So, let's talk about the concept of prejuvenation, because this is something I have noticed and many other people have noticed as well. As this Redditor asks, has anyone else noticed a large uptick in women around them with very obvious lip filler? Especially girls as young as 20. And that's a very, very strange thing to me, right?
It's really strange to me, and it's really scary actually, because well, if you think about it, if you plump it, you're pushing stuff in your lips. When that stuff eventually dissolves, it's going to leave you with saggy skin. So they have to keep going back and getting it done. It's like creating more customers. And then I've seen some people, probably like my age or younger, in mid-40s younger, who's like getting surgery on their lips to like get a lip lift to lift up the sagginess that's been caused by this lip filler. And I don't think they realize how big their lips are just going plumper and plumper and plumper. There's a picture earlier I saw. It really looked like a baboon's bottom. It was like, and I don't know what's happening or what's driving. Well, I think it's social media driving it. I don't think it's men that want it. I mean, you tell me, or viewers tell me. Like,
as a man, this is not in any way appealing to me at all.
I've never once thought in my life, oh, she could do with lip filler. I've never thought that.
No, young men. What about young men in their 20s? Like, are they driving it? Because I don't understand.
I can't believe that.
Have you ever done it even once just to see?
Do you know what? I've got to admit, I did something really stupid. I did have a bit when I was probably in my 30s. It was a disaster. I think I must have had an allergic reaction. Disaster. Like, I do not touch my face now. I've learnt. And also Botox as well. Botox is what paralyzes.
Can you explain the difference to me?
Okay, so a lip filler, or any kind of filler, a dermal filler, like they'll fill their lips, or if they've got like lines here, or no, I don't know about crow's feet, but I think lines here or sagginess in the cheeks, they want cheekbones. It's like a filler, so it plumps it up. And it actually fills it with, I don't know what it is, but it fills it to give it volume and make it bigger. Botox is a bacteria. It's actually botulism. So you're injecting, and then what you'll do...
Doesn't sound very appealing.
No, it's really stupid. So you're injecting botulism, say, into your forehead or your crow's feet or your frown line. So you can tell I don't have them, because what it does is it paralyzes the muscle.
Oh.
So the botulism is going to paralyze you. So that's why they have these like blank faces that don't move, because all these muscles are paralyzed.
This is so real.
And then what happens is your immune system obviously has to fight it. So then you grow immunity to it, so that you need more, and you need more in a shorter space of time. Right. And a lot of people, like here it says about the Botox being used because they think it's going to stop wrinkles in the future. But actually, if you think about it, if you paralyze a muscle, the muscle atrophies. So that muscle's no longer strong and holding your skin.
So your face starts sagging.
So you do start getting more wrinkles. So you need more and more. And then I feel like, the younger these girls start, like you see here, like in their 20s and 30s, then everything really starts to go wrong when their fillers dissolve or the Botox wears off. So you see, I've seen people my age getting facelifts. And it's mental to me. It's completely and utterly crazy. And that's full on, surgical facelifts.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Botox, what that really was. Well,
yeah.
That seems to me quite extreme, really, to paralyse the muscles in your face for a short-term gain. It seems quite an extreme thing. I mean...
And I think people, they're sold the story it's going to stop their muscles, moving, so... that the lines never develop. But as I said, the muscles will atrophy, and then you've got weaker muscles, and
make it worse.
It's going to make it, it's going to
apparently, according to The Guardian, in 2022, 27% of the US patients receiving Botox were 34 or younger. And so this is a growing cohort over time. So that's, more than a quarter of people even getting this are young.
And you see it, though. You can see, it's very obvious, because they have like that blank, they don't smile with their eyes anymore, or there's not really an expression, warm, the warm kind of expression with a smile. It just becomes a little dead.
It's horrible. You can see it at a glance quite often, if it's a bad case anyway. I don't know if you're getting onto this, but Is it just vanity? Is it pure vanity, do you think?
Well, we've got the example of one woman called Clara Gasper here, who wrote last year why she's at 26 getting Botox.
Right.
Why so many young women are following suit. So let's find out, shall we? She says, 10 years ago, at the age of 16, I noticed my first wrinkle. 16, noticing wrinkles.
Yeah, I doubt it. Well, maybe.
I mean, no. Hey,
because your face moved when you smiled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not a wrinkle.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, I know. She says, it disappeared when I relaxed my face, but I took it as a disturbing sign that the inevitable aging process had already begun. A couple of years later, I noticed another line beginning to develop, then another. Now I have 6 or 7 crow's feet, depending on how wide I'm grinning, as well as several horizontal lines on my forehead. I fixated on them when I look back at beaming photos. It's like, that's crazy to me, because like, there's nothing wrong with having a face.
Right, yeah.
Expression that moves.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realise, I think it can be a bit of dehydration as well. Like if you're not drinking enough water, if you haven't got moisture in your skin, a lot of that, it's just like when a leaf's a little bit dry, it kind of goes a bit wrinkled up. But for these people to be looking at that, closer. Oh, sorry. So for these people to be fixating on that at such a young age is quite crazy. And maybe it's to do with filters, all these social media filters that make everybody all very, very smooth, that they don't know what people look like in real life, and they've forgotten what they should look like in life.
So I find this really fascinating. She says, I used to observe this process with fascination rather than horror, but now, age 26, the grand old age of 26, I'm ready for those creases to stop multiplying. It's like, right, okay, I've got some bad news for you.
Yeah. You've got to come to terms with the fact you're not going to look like a youthful kid anymore.
Yes, and that's literally all this boils down to. The desire to arrest this current moment in their appearance forever. It's like, no, that's not how the world works. You're going to have to get used to the fact that you change. Luckily, I just got more handsome. But for most people, that's not the case.
It's bad. It seems like an actual pathology, and I guess it affects lots and lots of people, particularly women. I feel really sorry for them.
Yeah.
That thing quite often you see on Twitter or just on the internet. It's like, look at this actor or actress in the 80s and look at them now. It's like, yeah.
They got older.
Decades past. Yeah, you get older. Yeah. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I realised I was going bald really early. I was 16 or 17. Oh, no. My hairline's going. By the time I'm like 18 or 19, I just come to terms with it. And I'd had extremely short hair as a child. It was no problem just to shave my head for me. I just come to terms with it and get over it. And it's easy for me to say that, but if you, for whatever reason, can't get over it, can't deal with the fact you've got a wrinkle now, I feel sorry for them.
This is the point, isn't it? Like you were like, okay, I've moved into a new stage of my life. I've become a different person. I've grown older, and I'm, there are stages in your life that you move through as you be a young person to an adult, sort of patriarch to a sort of grandfather, and the sort of pre-modern interpretation of a human life is that you'll occupy all of these stages, and so you need to be prepared for all of these. But actually, we live in a culture that doesn't have any guidance for men or women as they grow older, and it just kind of says, no, we're only going to fixate on you in your 20s, and so you better hope like you're staying like that forever, because everything after that's bad.
And I also think there's a big pharmaceutical push as well, because these are all pharmaceutical products, and I mean I've never researched to see what this industry makes, but I can guarantee it's got to be billions.
It's 3.6 billion last year.
And is that just in the UK, or is that?
That's just in the
UK. That's not even America. So, and then we're watching all these American actresses or TV stars, and then you're seeing, and even when I did the Housewives of Cheshire, they'd love to show the women having procedures done. I mean, I didn't do it, but that would be, part of the thing. Someone's getting their cheeks, I mean, this is the most disgusting one I watched on there. Someone getting their cheeks threaded to pull their cheeks up. They literally put threads in. It's so disgusting, and pull their face up with these threads. And, every season somebody's off getting injected with something or other, or having some kind of surgery. And then even on my Instagram, so I'm assuming this must be the same for young girls. On my Instagram, because they've taken off the hashtag feature where I could choose what I want to see, they give me suggestions. And for some reason, they keep giving me Facelift suggestions.
Let me get
That's
back,
horrible.
Let me get back to that, because that's interesting how you bring that up. Right. So she says, until a few years ago, I considered Botox an ill-advised treatment reserved for older women that could leave you with a frozen, rather startled expression. But after seeing plenty of people my age who have had it and honestly look great, I've changed my mind. It's okay. I'm sure that, when you're 26 years old, you can do these things, and in the moment they look fine. But as things change, as you pointed out, this is going to have a long-term detrimental effect. But she says, some will wonder why on earth young people without wrinkles want to stick needles in their face. They'll blame extreme vanity or intense insecurity. But to them, I say, try growing up with Instagram in your pocket. In an age where filtered photos and clever plastic surgery make it seem like the signs of aging are optional, it's no wonder that I, like many of my contemporaries, feel pressure to preempt the ravages of time. So you're exactly right. It is the fact that it's Instagram. Again, this is one of those, okay, social media bad for boys, adolescents, I agree. Now let's talk about whether it's good for girls. And actually, this is kind of demented that a 26-year-old's like, you know what, I'm too old. I need to fix my face.
No, it's crazy. And when you see, like I said, these things popping up on your Instagram with the fillers, but then you see, you'll see somebody on TV and you'll see their filtered program, but they're filtered pictures on Instagram. But when you actually see them, say, in a paparazzi picture, you can see like all the lumps of filler where it's all migrated. And then, you've got Kylie Jenner. She did so much at such a young age, and she's looked at by so many people and so many, girls, that I guess it's kind of just being pushed and promoted and saying like, this is. And I see on one of the comments there, it says it's driven by women. I think it is. I think it is.
I don't think it's men driving this at all. But I think that we can take her at a word from this, saying, look, it's Instagram, it's social media. I'm seeing all of this on social media, and it's putting it in my mind. It's what I'm perceiving. Because if she was like running around a house chasing after her kids or something, she wouldn't be thinking about this. She'd be thinking about nappies, right?
Yeah.
Her algorithm would be like, these nappies would be good, or these wet wipes or whatever, right? It's about the life that she's leading, and she's just on Instagram looking at. And when you see, like, I've seen videos of the Instagram models setting up photos. They take like 6 hours to set one photo, so every little thing, and then they touch it with Photoshop and stuff like that. Then they put it up, and it's like, that's got to be bad for women's self-perception. It has to be bad, because you will never just look like that normally. And most men aren't looking at these things either, right? So men aren't like getting a distorted opinion of what a woman should actually look like through Instagram. Because we just like look at women and be like, right, that's a normal woman. That's a normal woman. Right, I know what a woman looks like, and so that's how my standards are calibrated. So it's like, this is something it seems that women are definitely doing to themselves.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the female influencers, unless it's like maybe a bikini model or something, but a lot of the female fashion influencers or beauty influencers are followed by women.
Oh yeah.
They're not there doing, what I'm wearing and long outfits and stuff for guys. It is for other women, because they're getting paid to then get, their followers then go out and purchase the outfit. So,
a culture of sort of fairly extreme vanity isn't healthy, and I can't really relate to it, because I'm like, for
not
example,
a very vain person.
I'm like, well, I don't think I've ever taken a selfie in my life. Maybe once or twice, because I had to for some reason, for like a website needed a facial recognition or something. I just don't take selfies. Like, I don't. You see some people, often women, younger women.
Oh, you need to start taking selfies.
Yeah. You see often younger women perhaps on the train, and they're just looking at themselves on their phone.
Oh yeah,
and just endlessly just looking at themselves.
Really, I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I see it all the time. Right?
I've seen it all over the place, in restaurants, everywhere. And it's not even the food anymore. It's themselves in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Or
people that take hundreds of selfies, or it's just a regular thing, part of their day is to take a few selfies, or just to look at themselves in a mirror or in a shop front, just to... I don't do that. I've never done that.
Generation of narcissists.
I feel a fraud wearing loads and loads of, because I got loads of makeup on, because I'm on your podcast. I'm like, well, I should show up respectable. When I'm home on the farm, I just, my poor fiance, if I do my hair and put makeup on, he used to say, oh, you look nice, what are you doing? Or now it's like, what podcast are you going on? Because he knows I must be doing a podcast if I got makeup on. So, that's as far as it goes for me.
So I want to carry on a little bit of this because this is just fascinating. She says, and she makes a reasonably good argument as to the state of the culture as well, right? Says we've grown up believing that it's normal to change things that you don't like about your appearance. Think you're too fat, there's a jab for that. Nose too big, get surgery. As for Botox, it can only erase fine lines, not deep wrinkles, so why wait? Well, this is why so many women my age are opting to get it before those age-betraying wrinkles have made themselves known. And that's a fair point. I mean, we are exactly that kind of culture. Rather than promoting a lifestyle of virtue where you do exercise and you eat healthily and you take care of yourself for your own good and for others, we instead say, no, you can just eat what you want and we will find a pill for that, or a jab for that. You don't have to change your lifestyle that's causing all of these negative effects. We can just use science to fix it. And so it's no surprise that they'd be like, yeah, okay, well, I'll do that since it's readily available and affordable. And good point about the algorithm earlier. She says, in the process of researching Botox treatments, I clearly generated a brand new algorithm, and every advert on Instagram, on my Instagram account, is now a before and after shot flogging aesthetic clinics near me. While I like to think I can see through the app's attempts to exploit my insecurities, I'm sure it's subconsciously tempting me. And again, people react to what they are constantly exposed to, right?
See, and I get the same kind of suggestions come up, but sometimes I look at them in horror. So I click because I'm like, oh my God, I've got to see this. Like, it's horrific.
Reeled you in.
Yeah, and they reeled me in. And so that just makes your algorithm stronger. So I think then I get more. And what I've got to do is, like, however horrific it is or however drastic, I've just got to say, right, no, I'm going to go and click on some flowers or something, some dogs or something else.
There's a rather large Facebook group called the Dull Men's Club. I'd just like to credit them with keeping my algorithm clean. Whenever I'm like, no, I don't want to see any more of that, I go click on their page and I get very boring things like fixing shelves or something. So
it's annoying when you click on something to hate watch it, but then the algorithm thinks you want that now. It's like, no. Yeah. I clicked on Cenk Uygur one time and now you keep... But you advocate that, don't you? Just living healthy, be healthy and eat healthy, and you won't age because you're still very youthful looking, right? I don't want to sit too hard, don't want to sit too over the top. But like you used to say, eat healthy. And be healthy, and you won't age terribly. And you won't need surgery when you're 41.
Radical advice.
Right, yeah.
Well, this is it. It's like, it's not a vanity thing. I just want a healthy body so I don't get sick and I don't get ill and I can keep pursuing all my hobbies and all the things that I love doing. And that's why I want to keep my body nice and healthy. So I think eat well, exercise well, give yourself like the correct nutrition and correct amount of fluids and stuff. And I think that helps.
When people hear eat well, what they hear, I think, is eat salads. And it's like, no, you don't have to.
No.
You can eat really nice food, just not like deep fried junk.
Exactly.
That's literally that simple. Seed oils, because they have seed oil.
A massive tub of ice cream at 3 a.m.
Yeah, no,
Stop doing that for a start.
Well, I'm out. I mean, but anyway, yeah, the lip filler, as you pointed out, definitely is causing a lot of damage, and you can see these are obviously young women, sort of 20, 23, something like that. And I mean, just to be clear, as a man, there is nothing appealing about this.
It's unnatural, isn't it? It's clearly, obviously, at a glance, unnatural.
Yeah, it's completely unnatural. If my wife were like, this doesn't make me want to kiss women, this is, kind of horrific. Don't do it. Don't agree with it. Don't think you should. I don't think you're helping yourselves.
It looks like you've been smashed in the mouth. You've got two fat lips.
Yeah.
When you talked about me having my horse smack me around the face, my lip ended up looking something like that on half the side.
On one side.
Yeah.
So they've spoken to some doctors for this, and they say, quote, "We've seen patients with massive stream of complications such as infections, bruising, disfigured lips, and necrosis, where the flesh begins to eat itself."
Actually dying.
Yeah, so the flesh.
Kill the flesh. Sort of.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not good, and perhaps most frightening of all, some studies show that too much Botox can prematurely age you, which is ironic.
Right.
And various doctors from America who have done this sort of thing have said, if you do too much Botox on your forehead for many, many years, the muscles become weaker and flatter, and makes the skin appear thinner and looser, and so you're going to look more wrinkly.
See?
You're absolutely right. No, you are absolutely right.
I'm just like this pot of useless knowledge.
No, but you are absolutely right. In fact, what's interesting as well is at the end of this one, she kind of accepts that that's the case, right? And she says, right at the bottom here. There we go. Right. So she says, admittedly, my generation are baby Botox guinea pigs. We don't know what the long-term effects will be until it's too late. It's like, we kind of do, actually. Yeah, I'm ashamed to say my concern pales into near insignificance each time I catch those pesky lines around my eyes. If it's a case of look great now, pay later, so be it. Besides, every day a new study or article warns me that my Diet Coke obsession or sedentary job is shortening my lifespan. What's an injection on top of that? Well, I don't think the issue is this is going to shorten your lifespan. It's that by the time you're 35, when you could still be a very youthful-looking, attractive woman if you just have a nice, healthy lifestyle, you're going to look like an old crone. And
stuff like this does seem to me to border on minor, like a pathology.
Yeah.
That there's a problem in your mind about it.
Exactly. The problem is her perception of her lines.
And your forehead as well, of all things. Your forehead's supposed to be lined. There's no way it won't be. Like, I don't understand this when, like, the male version would be, like, maybe body dysmorphia or something. Or a guy gets obsessed with having massive calves or something weird. It's like, really? That's the thing you're gonna get all worried about, is how big your calves are or whatever it is.
I mean, I do have a bit of a paranoia about my forehead because I have an extremely wrinkly forehead, as pointed out by one of the housewives of Cheshire, who I swear they were trying to get me to go and get.
Oh, thanks very much.
It's just a forehead, though. It's got to be
Send you a
able to
DM.
be.
By the way, you've got a wrinkly forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You know what? You can definitely tell. I can't hide my reaction to anything because I speak with my entire face. But you know what? If you look at Madonna and Roseanne Barr,
Oh, God, yeah.
I think that those are the two things. Like, whoever thought when younger Roseanne Barr would look like a million times better than Madonna? But she really does.
Oh, Madonna looks atrocious. Like, it just, grandma, please stop.
Yeah.
Like, it's gone.
Look at that.
The youth is gone. You are 65 or whatever it is.
Looks like a demon.
Yeah, genuinely. It's just.
That will be filler where it's been all like put in to reshape her face and.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll leave that there. But basically, ladies, no one else notices your crow's feet or anything. You know, we don't care. It's all in your minds. Don't get this done because you're burning up the future in service of the present. But you're gonna make, you're gonna have like 10 good years, say, of being like youthful from like 26 to 35 or whatever. But then you've got another 30 or 40 years of looking terrible.
It'll be a false economy.
Yes, completely.
Right.
You're burning up the future for the benefit of the present.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.